everyone, and welcome in to a brand new episode of Snaps, your favorite daily college football podcast. I am one of your hosts, T-Bob Hebert, joined as always by QB1, Mr. No Nut himself, Mr. Aaron Murray. What's up, Aaron? How we feeling today, bro?
First off, it's not as much as I want now because I got the bill of 2 thumbs up from the doctor today. So
nice.
I just got to be careful. I just got to be careful for the next 6 weeks. So this is not all done in vain if I screw up the whole damn thing. So got to still play smart. Maybe bring in a goalie, TBD on that. But yeah, everything's ready to go and start lifting weights, running, golfing, mostly just golfing again. So very happy about that.
So back to full physical activity. That is excellent to hear. Stay disciplined, Aaron. 6 weeks, okay? Okay, we are in the fourth quarter here, okay? For those that don't know, apparently after you get snipped, the doctor tells you got 6 weeks to drain that main vein of any of those little spermies that might still be fertile in there. And so this is your final countdown. Everything you've done at this point in your life has led you here. Do not lose sight of the prize here at the end, okay? Can Aaron say discipline answer in chat? Shout out to everybody hanging out with us in chat. We love you so much every day here on Snaps. We got Bilbo, we got Burt Boy, we got Andy J, Daniel Basham, Kenny Nichols, Sasha Mamo, Blake Walters, everybody else, Thomas Dare. What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Like the post, share it with your friends as well. Kenny Nichols watching while driving down I-75. Listening. He's listening while driving down I-75, right? You don't really have to watch that. This is a great show where you can put it on. If you want to listen live, right, you can just put it on your phone, not pay attention to the screen. Very rarely are we doing full on visual aids that you need to. Well, except for last Thursday when I made us play an entire visual game about guessing the NFL head coaches based on the 360p NFL coaches photo that Brumley managed to come up with. Our fearless producer with the internet at his fingers, a world full of high quality images that can be found from just about anything, got us the only indiscernible picture of the NFL head coaches that could possibly be found.
First at 15 minutes after I wasn't
second to this, would it have helped you that much if it would have been HD quality 4K?
No, but I was right about Todd Bowles being Todd Bowles and D'Amico Ryans being.
Were you?
Yeah, and so y'all are racist,
oh, wow.
Okay? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Y'all got Todd Bowles and D'Amico Ryans.
No, Aaron didn't know who either one of them were. You have to throw.
I know Todd Bowles.
Okay.
That's the one I do know.
So Brumley is racist here. Aaron's just dumb. Because he's a Bucs fan and still couldn't name Todd Bowles. Blake Walters
blurry.
The Blues. It was incredibly blurry. It was inexcusably blurry. Okay, that's enough on that. Blake Walters, what happened to the Blue Blood draft this week? Okay, we will finally do the Blue Blood draft this week. Coming up on today's show, a few things to get to. So look, college football news cycle is not the fastest right now. It's a little slow, but I do find there's a couple stories in the college sports ether that actually tie in to college football. And it's going to have some to do with the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark drama, which you've probably seen all over the place today. And it's going to have some to do with NIL and transfer portal, as I think there's some lessons that can be drawn from other sports and how they maybe pertain to our favorite sport, which is, college football. And then we do have, I know we got a lot of Georgia fans in here. We do have a little UGA in the neighborhood of UGA topic at the end, where Heather Dinich on ESPN.com wrote an article on the 4 teams that are best suited to potentially upsetting the Bulldogs this year. And I'm excited to get your thoughts on the Aaron and see maybe who you think has the most realistic chance. What's going on?
Before we get into that,
yes.
So about a month ago, I'm employed by Disney, but I also did buy a Disney Plus, ESPN Plus subscription,
there we go.
So that I could read the great articles that are behind the paywall, which I'm all for. They do a great job. Some of these, the Kuiper draft, all that. So for some reason, I couldn't access it. This guy called me dumb once again. Aaron's an idiot. Can't even sign up on his own account. He works for the damn company. What the hell's going on? Brum's giving me trash. I'm having to get screenshots of the articles so that I can jump on here and speak intelligently. Well, hold them. I go on my phone today and there's screenshots of the ESPN Plus article. And I'm like, I didn't even ask for it. Thank you, Brum. Essentially, come to find out that Mr. Genius, my co-host, also can't figure out how to get into his ESPN Plus account. So I'm not going to get after him. Too bad. But if you are out there and if you had a similar issue and you've been able to solve it, please hit us up on the chat at Aaron Murray 11 at T-Bob. What are you, T-Bob? What?
I think on in the YouTube chat, I think I'm just T-Bob Hebert. I think
no,
my
YouTube name. Twitter.
Oh, T-Bob 53. T-Bob 53.
Yeah, T-Bob 53. Yeah. Let us know because it is frustrating when you're paying for something that you can't get access to. And
I am. Look, I'm a little pissed because I talk shit to you. And then, yes, for some reason now I too am running into some sort of bug where it's saying click to continue reading. And I click it and it brings me to a login page. I log in. It's like, okay, perfect. You're good to go. And then it sends me right back to the article and says click to continue reading. And I get caught in this loop that I cannot break out of. I double check my Hulu account. I pay for ESPN Plus in the bundle through Hulu TV. So, okay. Yeah, Aaron, congratulations. You dragged me down into the ignorant shit with you. I hope you're happy. It's very frustrating.
No,
it's very
frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. But thank God for Brum not being as dumb as us and able to screenshot the articles and send it to us.
The way I thought you were going
annoying
about that, Aaron, I thought you were about to get passive aggressive because I screenshot the article for T-Bob and not you. I thought that's for you.
We did. I think we did kind of skip out on doing it for Aaron back.
No. Because you already know, I needed it. So deep down in my heart, I know you do love me, and part of you sending it was for me too. So
part of it was to not hear from both of you. Absolutely, I can only take
part of it was because he was like, "Hey, if we don't do this, we're not going to have much of a show because the other stuff we have to talk
also,
about."
That's true.
Like this is the only thing that we dug up from the internet on college football for this week. But again, I think there's a very relevant college football conversation I want to have. So let's go ahead and have it. Shout out to The Volume for having us here real quick. YouTube.com/The Volume is the channel. Snaps is the podcast. Please rate and review it. I'll check to see if we got any new reviews here in a minute, and we can read the best ones. Now, by the way, Andy J's in the chat. He's our resident Tennessee fan. Suck it, Andy J. Tried to tell you what was going to happen, okay? LSU baseball kicking Tennessee's ass, taking 2 or 3 off of those dirty-ass Tony Vitello-led Volunteers. Let's go, man. That's enough on that because it's not we're not here to talk baseball when it comes to the Tigers. We're here to talk about champions only, national champions. Look at us, Aaron. Just a couple of national champions cutting it up, right? I mean, really, if you look at the sports eligible to win, it was football, and the next thing that ends is women's basketball. Last 2 national champions, Georgia, LSU. And here we are on the same college sports podcast together. You gotta freaking love it. In all seriousness, it was an awesome experience here locally, right? People are head over heels. We did an entire show today. All 3 hours just ended up being on celebrating the team and Kim Mulkey and the championship and whatnot. And we also touched on some of the other hot topics of the day, which if you've watched any sports at all today, it has involved Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese is the best player for LSU. Caitlin Clark's the best player in the country and the best player for Iowa. And, Angel Reese at the end of the game was taunting Caitlin Clark, giving her the John Cena, you can't see me, pointing to a ring. And some people took exception to this. And then other people took exception to that exception because they point out, well, hold on, Caitlin Clark's been doing the can't see me to people. She's been taunting other players as well. And so, look, I think the conversations that I want to have here are, there's a few that we could, but I know the ones I don't want to have. Look, to me, I think there's very clearly a couple of double standards in play, right? I think that generally with men's sports, we applaud this. We see it all the time. We sit on here and we show clips of Pat Bev, showing LeBron being too small or any kind of shit, whatever. We applaud it. We think it's awesome. We think it's hilarious. I don't know why it's suddenly so offensive in female sports. And then look, I could also say that there's a racial double standard here and that even Caitlin Clark was applauded for her taunting, whereas Angel Reese is not. But here's the deal. I don't want to even get into those debates. I don't want to. Okay. I believe what I believe. If you don't believe it, I don't give a shit. Believe whatever you want to. What I do want to point out is that criticizing people for taunting in high-level competition is the height of absurdity. It is so goddamn stupid to me. I just do not understand it. Now, if you are a player who doesn't like to talk trash, that's completely different. But what I am talking about is just sitting here on the outside and getting mad at someone for talking trash or for lording a win over an opponent's head. Because you got to think about it, Aaron, from Angel Reese's perspective. And this is any sport here, from the player's perspective. Caitlin Clark to Angel Reese is the final boss. She's the archenemy. She is the last remaining impediment to all of Angel Reese's dreams coming true. Like, that's not exaggeration. When you play in a major championship, it is literally everything that you have worked for your entire life. It has all come up to this moment, and this person stands in your way. They are your enemy. You're supposed to dance on their corpse when you defeat them. You chop up their head and parade it around the city for all to see. To act like you should feel good about them, at least on the court, in the moment. To act like you should feel good about them or to be nice to them, I don't understand that at all. Now, granted, I was someone who has to psych myself up, but like, Aaron, like, forget about race, forget about gender, forget about any of that. Just from a competitive standpoint, it is the height of absurdity to me to get mad at a player for taunting another after they just won a championship over them.
Well, and I think, if you've played sports, and I will agree with you on this one, T, like we've all experienced taunting. We've all taunted ourselves. Like I think I've said it on the show before, like I used to taunt a lot. And then like the two worst times in my life that I taunted ended up being a torn ACL and I broke my fibula the next play, like literally the worst taunting. Like I was like in your face talking about someone's mama. And then I get, 2 plays later, break my tibia. And then 2 plays later, tear my ACL in First Kentucky. So it didn't work out for me, but I do understand where it comes from. Like this is something that you, whatever level you're in, you put a lot of work into it. It's very emotional. It's primal. It's you versus the other person. Winner moves on, winner wins, loser, you suck. And back to the drawing boards. Like it's emotional though. I think that's the first thing to me. Like every single sport you play, there is a sense of emotion into it. And sometimes our emotions, which you need to be able to play your best, you can't have a heartbeat that's like this. You just can't. If you're going to be an excellent player, man, you're up and down, up and down, up and down. You try to stay as high as you can throughout the entire competition. So trash talking and kind of letting your teammate know that, or your opponent know that you're going to take them down one way or the other, I'm all for it. I'm fine. As long as you're not out there, flipping someone off or punching someone or fighting, like that's when you kind of draw the line. But you're casual, having fun. Like I thought what she was doing.
Well, you can't hurt the team. If you hurt the team, like if you get a penalty or a technical and you hurt the team, that's when it becomes over the line. But there's no, you can't offend me morally or ethically by talking shit on a court of competition.
No.
It's absurd.
No.
And
I would say, and that's why we would never be punished. Same practice. We would never be punished for talking. Like even in practice gets a little competitive. You start talking trash during practice. You're your boy, so everyone kind of doesn't worry about it. But the coaches liked it, and coaches were all for it. And it wasn't until punches were thrown where like, okay, you could cost your team. Where the penalty then would be kind of put. And I always like this too. This is something that I always carried with me. This was during my time with Kansas City. And I always remember Coach Reed before every game would get up in front of the team. He wouldn't have like this big pregame speech. It wasn't really long. I mean, it was like quick. Everyone's ready. Quick little something and then get out there. But he would always finish everything by saying, let your personality shine. Like just be you. If you are someone that likes to get in someone's face mask and talk a little shit, have a little fun, then do that. Be yourself. If you're not that person, don't fake it. Just be who you are in a way that doesn't hurt the team. And if you're not going to hurt the team, then say what you want, do what you want. I don't really care. She herself, like you alluded to, I go back to, what was it, the game before versus South Carolina
against Louisville in the Elite Eight. She did this thing. And then No, South Carolina was the one where she told her, like, whatever, stay out there.
Yeah. She like, I mean, how disrespectful is that? Like, she pretty much said, like, awesome. You suck so bad, I'm not going to go cover you at the 3-point line, and kind of like waved her off. And like, yeah, that to me, that's embarrassing. Like, to me as a competitor, I would kind of be like walking to the bench like, damn, like she called me out on national TV in front of all these people that like knew I couldn't shoot, but now they really don't know I don't shoot because there was no within 20 feet of me and I still wouldn't shoot the 3-point. Like that is disrespectful. Her waving her hand and saying, I got a ring. That's more like, your buddy is jabbing you in the side after he beats you by, a bucket playing backyard basketball.
You know who didn't complain about this? Caitlin Clark. Because she gets it. Because she is the competitor. Because she has the swag. She understands what it's like to take an opponent and see the life leave their eyes in front of you. It's like, it's part of the stuff that fuels her. She plays with that massive edge. I also thought it was fascinating that immediately after the game, they bring Angel Reese over to the sorry, started coughing, y'all. They bring Angel Reese over to the analyst desk, and they're all laughing about it, right? They're all laughing. They're like, oh, how long were you holding on to that one? And you look at the desk, and, well, lo and behold, it's all former champions, either players or coaches, like people who have been in the heat. And then the people getting mad, like your Keith Olbermann, your Dave Portnoy, they're being countered by guys like Isaiah Thomas chiming in and being like, what are y'all talking about? This is basketball, or Manuel Ocho. Like, it's just, in the end, I think I'm probably actually yelling to and I hate when I fall into these traps, but I think I'm probably yelling to, honestly, a minority of people that found this to be offensive. But I'm almost glad that the conversation happened anyway, because now you've had so many premier athletes across all spectrums come out, except for Danny Cannell, come out and be like, what are y'all talking about?
Oh, what did Cannell say?
Cannell said it's classless and doing too much.
Oh,
yeah. Classic Danny.
Danny is really on the Mount Rushmore of really nice guy with really bad takes.
No doubt.
Danny does the takes on purpose. Like he knows as a competitor. He purposely does it.
Yes.
Yeah, he actively is like, oh, what's a hot topic? Where's 95% of the smart people saying, okay, I'm going to be in that 5% of the minority. That's
hey, that's a good grift.
Yeah, love him to death. Grift, but he comes on, he gets brought up in a lot of shows because he always finds a way to just say some stupid shit about some stuff. And you're just like, come on, Danny, let like the facts are there. And you were an athlete and you talked probably a ton of crap in your day. And a lot of people talk crap to you. You said like, that doesn't affect me. Like, if anything, it should motivate you. Like, if anything, it should motivate, Caitlin Clark. Like, if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm literally taking a screenshot of that moment of her doing this or pointing to a finger. And that's going to be on the backdrop of my phone for the next 364 days of like, my goal is to get back and my goal is to go win a championship. And every time I pull up my phone, I'm going to see this, this competitor of mine essentially tell me that I'm not good enough and my team wasn't good enough. So like, use it as motivation. Don't bitch and moan about it, which she didn't. You said it. She wasn't complaining about it. It's part of the game. Let's have a little bit of fun. I think if anything, it goes back. I know you don't want to bring it up, but I think to me, the bigger issue is just like female athletics a little bit. And you were just not used to seeing the females kind of get aggressive like that on the court when it comes to some of the gestures, which why can't they? They work just as hard as the males do. It means just as much to them as it does for the game that's going to happen tonight. Why can't they show a little bit of emotion? It means they actually give a damn, which I love. Like, you showing emotion means that it means something to you, as it should at that level.
Yeah, and it's a product that is only getting better and better, and the viewership numbers reflect that. Hell, the fact that Brum pointed this out, we were doing show prep, like the fact that we've had a 24-hour news cycle on the NCAA Women's Championship, and a game that wasn't even really particularly close, shows you just how much juice there is. And the product's only going to get better, right? Because already this is a generation of players who have come up at a time with more economic investment in women's basketball than ever before. But that number is only going to continue to grow because the viewership, like we keep learning in the on-demand content age, that all people care about is live sports, to watch live.
Yeah.
And that there's a lot
grown up watching the WNBA their whole lives. Like WNBA
was that's another good point.
Was founded in 1997, and all these players are, 20, 22 years old now.
I will say this too. Like,
go ahead, Aaron.
For the women athletes too, a lot of these women are making more money when it comes to the NIL than the men are. Like they've really taken advantage of the new rules and have really done a great job of building their brand. And that's something that all these athletes even have done. I mean, even seeing Reese afterwards talk about this, Angel Reese, she's like, listen, I've worked hard to build my brand, and I've built my brand. I feel like I've helped take women's basketball to another level, which she's had. I mean, you said it, like, for 24 hours, this is what we've been talking about, and we'll probably continue to talk about throughout this week, at times. She has helped elevate the game. Why? Because she's kind of been true to herself and built her brand. Yep. These they're making a ton of money. Like, I talked to my boys who own, like, Icon Source and some of these other marketplaces where deals get done. They are kicking ass. Like the Cavalier twins, kicking butt, making bank. What's her name last night? I mean, Caitlin Clark, excuse me. Yeah, she's made like over $1 million in deals all over the place. For sure. Her youth camps have already sold out, and it's incredible, man. It is great for the sport. I think it's great for the sport.
Imagine that people being able to benefit off of their talents, right? Off of their name, image, and likeness. So, so everything you just said, combined with higher viewership, which you've seen the viewership numbers of this tournament out of control. Viewership equals advertising, which means more money in the ecosystem, which trickles down into more investment from parents, from players. And so you're only going to get more and more and more and more skilled players, and the quality of the game is only get better and better and better. Like, so when you see Caitlin Clark going behind the back into a step back three from like 8 feet beyond the arc, even though she has a person in her face, and draining it, that's because she's a child of the Steph Curry revolution, because she's a child of constant AAU basketball, because she's a child of buy-in from an early age, because this is a viable path to send your life down. And the more viable it becomes, which is just more and more and more, the better and better and better it's going to get. So it's an exciting time, a lot of growth in women's sports right now. Okay, back to the taunting thing, just to wrap up. Let's get to a couple comments here. Suitcase Murphy says, taunting us for sports grugheads with no kids. And then he rolls his eyes, says, yeah, great example of sportsmanship. I don't know exactly what he's saying there. If he's worried about sportsmanship, I can't really help you, because I think as a parent, it's not hard to teach kids the dividing lines, okay? I was always taught when I was younger, when you are on the field, you are a different person than you when you are off the field, right? Before that final whistle sounds, that is your enemy. Be crazy, do whatever you have to do. But, as soon as the final whistle sounds, leave it on the field. Go shake hands with your opponent. Treat them the right way. Like, that's fine. I don't need a good example of sportsmanship. You shouldn't either if you have kids. Raise your own fucking kids. How about that? To be good sports. If they want to celebrate, that's fine. And then have them shake hands and be nice at the end of the game like they should.
Don't be a scared bitch. Just don't be a scared bitch. That's all but I love fire and juice. Like, to me, if you're not out there, like, really getting after it, like, to me, you're scared a little bit. Like, I love the person who's just not scared, that's going to play mind games with someone. Like, I was talking to someone the other day, and they're getting ready for this. I was talking to a track player, and they're getting ready for nationals like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, so where are you anticipating being? And they're like, somewhere around like 10th place out of, like, I think there's 18 people in their event. So I was like, well, are you going to talk a little smack when you get up there to get ready for your first round? I was like, no, that's really not my thing. I kind of like put my head down and kind of walk up there slowly and just go out there and try to do my best. I'm like, no, like, you on the way to walking up there need to look people in the eye and say, I'm about to beat your ass. I'm about to throw this thing farther than you. You can't hang with me. Like, it's more of the game, to me, of anything, is more mental than physical. There is a mental side of every single sport that you play. And if you can mentally get into your opponent's head, even if you're physically not as good as them, that's going to be an advantage to you. So I love when people want to get out there, jab a little bit, try to play that side of the game, because, like I said, I think it is more evident when it's two opponents that are evenly matched, which it was last night. It goes to who is mentally stronger, who can get in the other person's head, and obviously LSU got in their head a little bit.
So there's a bunch of different famous old quotes about morale, to your point, Aaron. And, now we get older, we learn that like no quotes are actually attributed to anyone, but Napoleon, for whatever it's worth, is, quoted saying, in war, morale is to physical as 3 parts out of 4, basically saying that exactly what you're talking about, confidence, belief in yourself, morale at the end of the day to him, and it's in battles, it's a bit different, means even more than what you could accomplish physically. So yes, never underestimate. In fact, there's a great quote going around from the Ole Miss women's head basketball coach today about Kim Mulkey, where she's describing how Coach Mulkey basically make her kids believe that they're superheroes, right? And she's been able to take all these huge personalities and get them to buy into the team and get the most out of them because they believe that they are unbeatable. You got the Bayou Barbie. You got Flau'jae Johnson, the famous rap star. You got Alexis Morris, who plays Pissed Off of the World. They're all different in their own ways, but Mulkey has a way of getting them to believe in themselves to the nth degree. So look, man, I think we probably, I apologize. We probably beat this to death a little bit because it feels like we're on the same page. Competition and shit talking go hand in hand. You can show respect after the game. But yeah, if you're going to dish it out, you got to be able to take it. And to be fair, I do believe that Caitlin Clark took it. Yeah. Like Caitlin Clark's not the one complaining about this. No, it's randomly Keith Olbermann and Dave Portnoy. When in the world did I ever think that Olbermann and Portnoy would end up on the same side of an issue? Unbelievable.
I can't believe Portnoy's against it so much. He must have like an NIL deal with her or something.
Yeah, no, he lost a bet. He lost a big bet. And so he came out and was, of course, popping up. Canes Forever says, I remember when Aaron was with Philly and did the DX celebration in practice. Is this true? Did you bust out a D-Generation X in practice? The DX, suck it. Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
I did it every now and then. I did that at Georgia practices too.
Just a random suck it.
It's easy. It's easy to talk trash in practice when I can't get hit. It was always nice to like call a guy.
Yeah, that's fucked. Oh, see, that's that QB. That's that QB1 right there, boys.
Yeah. I was a great trash talker in practice because I knew I wasn't getting hit.
We got our boy Clint Moses. Go Beavs. Hell yeah. We had somebody chat earlier too. Say go Aztecs. Shout out to, we got some San Diego State fans in here. Big one coming up tonight. Very much looking forward to that. Hot Billy says, I would say this. Boar's head. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to stay on top of the top real quick. I know we're about to move on, but
yeah,
the whole suck it thing made me think of someone of plays with a lot of personality, which I like. Baker, to me, he crossed the line a couple times with some of the like that's what? A little much. Yeah, like that's
no way, dude. The flag planting was so fucking tight.
No. The flag planting,
the flag and planting it.
I think, didn't he like do that at 1.2, the little jerk off? Like the flag planting's great. Like hell yeah, I love the TO on the star for Dallas. I love the flag. Like anytime someone plants a flag and says, "This is my house," like I love that, gets me juiced. When he looked at the jerk off's a little much. Like that's what I like.
Well, it is much, but the problem is, I guarantee in his personal life, he just got in the habit of when he didn't like something, rolling his eyes and being like, like doing one of those, or like get out of here, like the jerk off motion is essentially like a backhanded wave, right? It's like get out of here, like what are you doing? Like get out of here, little boy. Like you're annoying me. No, it's like the same thing. It's like, oh my god, like shut the fuck, like shut up, dude. Get out of here. Bye-bye.
Turned towards them and busted on them. Like, no, that's a little much.
Okay, I mean, I think celebrations crossing the line. It's like that quote that guy had.
Can you imagine your 5-year-old? Like I viewed it as like if my daughter went up to like an opponent like at like some AAU 5-year-old 6-year-old tournament and does this to their face, I'd kind of laugh. If my little, Maddox at age 6 starts jerking off in kids' faces because he saw Baker Mayfield do it, I'm like, okay, this is that's how I kind of feel like I draw the line.
Yeah, well, that's where you got to be a parent and be like, hey man, you can't do the jerk off motion. And honestly, I'd probably be like, look, if you're gonna do this shit, you better actually be balling. Like you better not do that after one goal, like after scoring once. Like you gotta actually be winning and going all out if
winning
you're
a Heisman
like that, or you gotta be ready to take
a Heisman.
Yeah. Bill back said, I'd rather have my kids do a jerk off motion than a Fortnite dance. Yeah, what's worse, doing the gritty, or just imaginary nutting all over someone? I don't know. Look, it's like what crosses the line. It's like that guy that had the quote about porn back in the 90s, where he's like, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. Yeah, there are some things that are going to be over the line. But then again, like, I've always been super into the throat slit, but people get super offended by the throat slit.
Yeah.
And I don't find the throat slit to be offensive. I find it to be awesome.
They made me get rid of my kill. Like when you're switching from one play to the other. Drew Brees always did it, like the kill. Like, throat slash, like I'm killing the play. And they came up to me. I forgot what level this was in, but the wrestler said, you guys need to stop doing that. So then all of a sudden we had to go across the chest. Like we swiped our chest instead of like, hey, kill it. Like, I'm like, what? I'm killing the play. I'm not telling the middle linebacker that I'm about to slit your throat.
No, that's absurd. That's absurd. Next, he'd be like, what if I just I mime a gun to my head? No, I'm just kidding. Now that's pretty fucked up. That's offensive. All right. So look, let the players talk shit, basically, is what this could all be summed down to. Okay. You don't have to be friends with the person, at least not during the competition, with the person that is trying to stop you from accomplishing your life's goal. The other thing that I think Kim Mulkey and LSU have made very interesting here is if you look at LSU specifically, you got 3 coaches that are in their second year hired by Scott Woodward, right? You have Kim Mulkey, you have Brian Kelly, you have the baseball coach, Jay Johnson. Brian Kelly, year 1 was excellent. Jay Johnson, year 1 was really solid. Now in year 2, he has him ranked number 1 in the country. Kim Mulkey just won a national championship in the second year. She took over a team that had won 9 games, had a very good season last year, but even pretty much lost everybody from last year's team, Aaron. 9 new players on this year's roster, and yet here they sit lifting the national championship trophy at the end of the year. Now, I want to be clear. Basketball is a strong linked sport, okay? Where because one player represents 20% of the players that you field at any given time, you are as strong as your strongest link. Football is a weak link sport, right? One player is about 9% of the players that you field at every time. So you're only as strong as your weakest link. So it's easier to have this big impact in basketball over football, but that's not to say that there aren't lessons to carry over, because Coach Mulkey just proved if you have the right coach that can create economic buy-in from an NIL standpoint, and that can recruit and go get players through the portal, the bar for what we should expect year 1 should be higher than ever. So like if I'm Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, if I'm Matt Rule at Nebraska, I don't know that Matt Rule can get away with the Matt Rule year 1s that he normally has, where he starts the first year like 3-9 and then gets really good over the next 2 years. Like, no, the expectation should be to be immediately bowl eligible. Wisconsin should be immediately back to being relevant, if not actually threatening for the Big Ten, because the road to get Hugh Freeze at Auburn. They should.
I think to me that's the biggest one because of their war chest, proximity of recruits in the Southeast. I feel like there is, and just the craziness of the fans. There is a level of, hey, we see what's going on in college landscape right now. We expect to be. What do you think? I would say Auburn fans expect to be an 8-win team next year.
Yeah, I mean, and they should be. I mean, I honestly think they should be. Like who should be better? I mean, maybe Ole Miss should be better. Mississippi State won't be, or at least you don't expect them to be. I wouldn't expect
Alabama, LSU, A&M. I would expect A&M to be.
Why? A&M was way better last year and did awful. So, like, when are we going to stop giving A&M the benefit of the doubt? Like they had a markedly
all the 4 and 5 stars because they have a new offensive coordinator. Finally, they have a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, maybe that maybe won't even get to call plays. I mean, I just look. I'm in forget about giving A&M the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm in prove it mode with A&M. If A&M wants to finish third in the SEC West, great, do it. I would rather give Auburn the benefit of the doubt, a team that should have been even worse than they were last year because Brian Harsin was a joke, all the drama, all the departures. No, I mean, look, I think that Auburn fans are well within their own rights to hope for like an 8-4 season. You could argue that 7-5 may be more realistic. Won't push against that, but for what you said, Aaron, they have all the NIL money in the world to spend. Hugh Freeze knows how to recruit. He has proven that in the past, and now he can recruit with incentives of money that he never could have before. You get players from other schools. Like, yeah, man, look at Brian Kelly taking over a team that had just 39 scholarship players gone under 500.
They only won 5 games last year. It's not like they had a great season.
I think that they were markedly less talented than A&M and finished ahead of Texas A&M. And so why would I then what
complete dumpster fire?
Yeah. So what's to say that he's going to change at A&M though? Like at least with Auburn,
I'm more of a believer in Wegman. They got a quarterback that I think is pretty damn good. Like they've had an issue now for a little bit with the quarterback. Wegman, I think, has a chance to be pretty darn good. They got a top running back. They got Stewart and Muhammad back at receiver. I think they got pieces. They got a good core. Get Jimbo.
They had it last year.
Yeah, they were young last year, and they had issues at quarterback. They had 2 quarterbacks get hurt. They were on their 3rd string quarterback. The whole issue with A&M, the big issue with A&M was thinking Haynes King was going to be the guy. Like that to me, like there was something sketchy going on behind the scenes that people kept trying to force Haynes King down Jimbo's throat. Like that was the biggest issue.
Jimbo loved Haynes King though. I don't think Jimbo can blame anybody for Haynes King but himself. You think Jimbo let somebody force Haynes King down his throat? I don't think so. Look, you're not wrong on Texas A&M, Aaron. Like, and it's a heady play by you because there's a very good chance that you'll be right here because you should be right. Like, it's not just last year's freshman class. It's the fact that 3 or 4 years in a row they had top 5 recruiting classes. Like there's just no excuse for what they did last season. And so betting on them to get good, especially with some of the life they showed late beating LSU, I'm like, okay, that's not a bad play. But if I'm just sitting here today and I'm saying, hey, which way would I rather be wrong on A&M? Would I rather be wrong doubting them or giving them the benefit of the doubt? I would rather be burned doubting them, right? Because you can fool me once, fool me twice. I'm not doing it again with A&M until you go and prove it. And watch, this is probably like the year where they get all together and they're really good. But I think the fact that Auburn was already better last year, even though they had no right to be from a talent or drama perspective, then now that you have Hugh Freeze, and I think Hugh Freeze is solid, like I think they're going to finish ahead of Texas A&M. I feel pretty good about that. Yeah.
Where's the game at?
Okay. Hey, okay. How about this? Loser. Okay, let's both freeze our sperm.
All right, let's go right now.
And loser has to get their wife pregnant. Okay, let's really put it on the line here. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
This is the worst game of chicken I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, come on. That is the snaps bet of the century. Based on who finishes ahead in the SEC West, and we're probably talking about like the 4th and 5th place finishers. Like based on whoever finishes ahead.
I'm talking about a head-to-head. I'm talking about a head-to-head game. Are we talking about just head-to-head matchup?
No. I'm talking about on the year, ranking at the end. Auburn's going to be ahead of Texas A&M, and loser has to inject loser has to inject their frozen sperm into their wife and have another kid. Okay, I think it's the best idea I've ever come up with. Just fucking genius.
Daddy, why was I born? Oh, I lost a bet about the 2023 4th place SEC West standings.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Jimbo Fisher's son? He was quite the character.
Do we have to name our child Jimbo or Gus?
Or Hugh?
Not Gus.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
No. That's a step too far, Aaron. Don't be ridiculous. Okay. That's fucking
middle
absurd.
Middle name. Just so they know. They have to know. They have to be able to explain where the middle name came from.
No, you have to name no, if I lose, I have to name him Aaron, and if you lose, you have to name him T-Bob, whether they're a boy or a girl.
Will he be the 4th or 5th?
No, you just call him T-Bob. You don't even get to, there's no explanation, no nickname, no petite Bobby. You just got to explain to people you're an idiot. Yeah, you just name your kid T-Bob. Odell Jones says, love Caitlin, her swag. And like y'all said, she's not tripping because she talks shit and backs it up. She's a whore. Exactly. And I hate to be athlete guy.
2 more years athlete guy. Fucking eligibility too. My goodness.
Yeah. I hate to be athlete guy, and I rarely pull this, and I kind of cringe even saying this, but it does seem like a lot of the people who are most upset haven't necessarily been in the fire. And I mean on any level, right? High school, college, whatever. I don't mean you have to play like D1 or pro or anything like that. Yeah. But I don't want to go too far down that road. I feel like a douche. BB and T-Bob owes me a Big Mac for bringing that up. Okay, if you want a Big Mac, sure. I've never understood the middle bun of the Big Mac, because it's a bun that has no top or no bottom, which means you're custom creating a bun for this one sandwich that you sell. And I just wonder, like, how feasible is that? How economical is it to have a custom made bun just for one burger that I'm not even sure is your highest selling burger anymore?
Is doing just fine. I don't think you have to worry about the margins. Let me check again. Hold on. McDonald's, one of the biggest restaurant brands in America.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was just speaking of McDonald's. My neighbor literally just texted me 2 hours ago and says, "Has Maddox ever had a Happy Meal? I was going to bring him one over with his Easter basket tomorrow." And I'm like, actually, I don't know if he's ever had a Happy Meal before. So are they still as good as they've ever been?
My kids just started getting them on road trips. It's the only time they're allowed. So if we got to drive like 4 hours or above, they know they get a stop at McDonald's and they get hyped. I mean, yeah, they're
but you get Chick-fil-A. Like Max will have Chick-fil-A like once a week.
Chick-fil-A all the time. Yeah, Chick-fil-A once a week.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is great.
Yeah. I love the idea that like freaking road trips in T-Bob's house are like Amsterdam. There are just no rules, like iPads.
iPads, McDonald's.
No rules for T-Bob either, though. Like it's not just for the kids. Like this is for everyone.
Yeah, no, I just put up a little screen. I just jerk off in the driver's seat when I need to kill some time so that nobody can see me. And every time I cut someone off air and I give them Baker Mayfield a little bit. No,
I do that too, though.
Here's what I'll say on. Oh, hold on. What were we talking about? McDonald's? What's it at now? Oh, no. What disappoints me, Aaron, do you know that we have never had the true McDonald's French fry? There's an episode of Revisionist History that blew my mind on this, where back in the day when Ray A. Kroc started, franchising McDonald's, right? The one thing that he said was, look, the fry is sacrosanct. We have to protect exactly how they make the fry and recreate it at every single location. And they did for years. But the McDonald's fry was made in beef tallow. Now it's made in vegetable oil because early 90s, late 80s, there was a health movement where beef tallow was kind of held up as being this enemy causing heart problems. And it caused McDonald's to completely change their French fry from being cooked in beef tallow to being cooked in vegetable oil. So the fry that we grew up on, our parents are telling us, these are the best fries, these are the best fries. And yet the fry that we grew up on was not the actual fry. And so we have been sold a bill of goods our entire life. We have been lied to. And the worst part is, come to find out, vegetable oil isn't even that much better. It just comes with a different host of problems. And this is once again me calling publicly for McDonald's to return to beef tallow, okay? On that Revisionist History episode, they actually scientifically recreated the original fry, and they did a blind taste test with people our age. Every single person chose the beef tallow fry. Every night.
Have they done a nutritional breakdown of where it is difference now? Like it's that much worse?
Okay. I'm not sure.
Give me, because I don't think we're gonna get to the other thing. Let's save it for tomorrow. Give me your top 5 fast food fries. Go.
Okay. I'm a massive fan of Popeyes. Has the curly spicy fries, right? Am I crazy, or is that Arby's with the curly spicy fries?
That's Arby's.
Who has the curly spicy fries? Okay, I love
Arby's.
I love curly fries. I love spicy curly fries. I just do. So that's probably number 1 on my list. I really like Checkers or Rally's spicy fries as well.
Checkers. Is it now called Rally's? Is it rebranded?
I've seen it called both. No. It's like a Hardee's. It's like a Hardee's Carl's Jr. deal where I don't know why it's like all the same stuff, but it's like it's just different. It's like the same thing but with a different name. I don't get why. I would say that I haven't eaten Bojangles in so long, Blake Walters, so I apologize. I don't know. I might put. I think I'm probably putting Chick-fil-A third on that list. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is great.
I love a good waffle fry. Great
Yep.
for dipping sauce. What's your top 3?
That's my top 3. I'd go in that same order.
Oh wow!
I love the curly fries, Checkers. I haven't had it in forever. I used to have them all the time as a kid, and then we just have so much Chick-fil-A. I love. Like I'm the type of person that when I go to Chick-fil-A, the fries are already done before I got home. I just had the chicken left in the car.
See,
like,
so I feel like a nerd, but 9 times out of 10, I don't allow myself the fries. I just get a chicken sandwich with no fries and a cup of water.
Yeah, I get the grilled nuggets. I get grilled nuggets, so then I can't get the fries.
Oh wow! Is it? You think nutritionally does that even out? Like, do you think the scales are balanced?
Yeah, in my head they are.
No, it's 100%. It's the definition of the lies we tell ourselves. By the way,
right,
the milkshake and the fries because he took the breading
I don't
off
do the milkshake.
Getting the supersized fry.
The milkshake is like the milkshake is like a really special moment. It's usually just like a 8-piece grilled nugget meal, then a 12-piece nugget, just the nuggets, all grilled, so I get a lot of protein, and then I treat myself to a little thing of fries. I don't think that's bad. I think it's a pretty damn good lunch or dinner.
What up, Hunter Cornell? No, look, that's exactly. Every now and then I will treat myself with a big lemonade from where it's like the sugar is just ripping my mouth apart the best way, but you can't be getting this lemonade all the time from Chick-fil-A. Way too intense. Ooh, Hot Billy says a strawberry milkshake. I never had the strawberry milkshake. How about this? Okay, here we go. Bilbo Baggins asked T-Bob and Aaron, what was your ideal pregame meal? Aaron, you go first.
My ideal pregame meal depends if it was a noon game or night game. Noon game, I like a nice omelet with some toast, with all the veggies in there, a little bacon in there too. That's my go-to. And lunch, or if it was a lunch, or if it was like a 3 o'clock and later, just your classic, which I feel like you've gotten since we were in high school, just chicken and pasta with some red sauce and like some veggies. Yeah.
I was actually always a and this was they used to. I think
why is B being against the omelet? What's wrong with an omelet in the morning before?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like omelet's like pretty solid, nice little base of eggs.
Yeah.
I was always I'd really like a grilled chicken breast, some rice, and some peas. And I think that was pretty much it. Now, the night before a game, we used to have these little fried chicken drumettes, and I used to go ham on them things. I'd just get a giant plate of them and just eat freaking million pieces of fried chicken.
We'd have like a Sunday bar, which was awesome the night before a game. And our trainer would always tell us this. He's like some old school trainer. That was our trainer in like the 70s and 80s, then became our head of film. And then my junior year became our trainer again. So we were like back to the ancient days. He'd always say before a meal on Friday night to salt our salt. He wanted like just to layer salt on our food. So he'd be like, salt your salt, man. Salt your salt.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's like going around sprinkling salt on people's food. Like, son, that's not enough salt. I'm like, T, don't you fucking salt my broccoli like that, damn it.
What are you talking about? Salted broccoli is the absolute best. That's how I got my kids to love broccoli so much.
Salt.
B-Bean says no steak. In high school, we always had steak. That is true. I forgot. I used to get a tiny, tiny, tiny little fillet, like a tiny little boy fillet on there as well. Greg Hendricks says watermelon is awesome. Aaron, do you salt your watermelon?
I never have. I've heard it's pretty good though.
Salted watermelon.
I got some watermelon upstairs. I may do
that. If it's good watermelon, get you a shaker and just give it a couple taps over a piece and then take a bite. The savory and sweet mixture is absolutely beautiful, dude. Also, there's a hotel here at LSU that we used to stay at, Lod Cook, and they had the best chocolate chip cookies. And probably the fattest thing I used to do, I would load down my pockets with chocolate chip cookies before we would go to the movies. And then I would take multiple milk cartons. And then you could they're the old school cafeteria ones. You could open them up. So it was like a box of milk. And I'd just be sitting there dipping chocolate chip cookies in the milk, watching what was that movie about Ernie Davis? whatever new action movie was out that Friday.
This is why I believe in the photo that we showed of T-Bob last week. This is the prime example that was clearly, Brum, do we have it? That was clearly T-Bob.
It's not me.
Draft. This story,
even my own mother
is
thought
why
it was me.
I believe my man was sneaking in a dozen cookies the night before a game, and full on
so good though.
Milk.
Cookies are so good,
2%, not even 2%, just like the full fat. Just
bro,
chowing down. Yeah, whole milk.
Yeah.
Whole milk. There it is.
Yeah.
This is why
the ideal male body. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. The other fattest things that I used to do back in the day is, have you ever been to like a Brazilian steakhouse, like a Fogo de Chao or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I used to take the big boys there for all of our bowl games.
So those little cheese balls. I know that's what pisses me off, Aaron, is that people think this is real. And I'm like, look at those tits. Those are not my tits. I've never had tits with that much fat on the side. Okay. It's absolutely ridiculous. Thank God for Brum. No, B-Bean, that is not me. Thank you. B-Bean gets it as well.
No, B, it is him. It is him.
No, it's not. Okay. But we know when you go to a Brazilian steakhouse and they have those little bread balls that have like cheese in the middle, and they're so delicious. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Aaron? Okay, so I used to think that, okay, this is a scam. They want me to fill up on these so I can't eat all the meat they're offering me, right? They want me to flip red. They want me to eat all these balls. So what I started doing is I would wear cargo shorts to the Brazilian steakhouses, and I would stuff my cargo pockets full of these little cheese balls. And so I wouldn't eat any when I was there. So I could maximize meat intake. I could maximize house special wrapped in bacon, all that stuff. And then I would go in my car, I'd get a Ziploc, I'd put all the rolls in the Ziploc, and then I'd be riding around. And for the next week, I got freaking fresh cheese bread balls ready to go. How about that? Delicious.
This is not helping. This is not helping your case for this not being you. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
Pockets full of cheese balls. I was like Napoleon Dynamite before Napoleon Dynamite. What about, last question, Aaron, golden or chocolate Oreos?
Golden. God. Oh, don't tell me this. I will eat the entire thing of golden Oreos in one sitting.
It's impossible not to. I have noticed though that I've gotten a little older where I don't think I prefer double stuff anymore. I feel like double stuff is a little much. I feel like I've just recently, this last year of my life, I'm like, give me a regular sized Oreo. That's how I know I'm truly about to be 35 years old next year, is that now I find myself reaching for a regular sized Oreo if I'm going to get Oreos instead of the double stuff. Whereas before I wanted like max stuff. I wanted like as much of the white cream as I could get in there.
Mm-hmm. Give me all that.
Talked about maximizing your meat intake in as much cream as you can get in there, like within 3 minutes of each other.
That's snaps, baby. That's snaps, baby. That's what we do here. You can try them golden Oreos.
Good thing. Hey, good thing our glorious, well thought out thumbnail was nothing to do with Georgia Bulldogs and the 14.
No. That's on me. I'll take.
Yeah, who could have ever seen you guys just talking about nothing for the whole show? It's almost like
the first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes was a lot of good stuff.
That's exactly, which is why we had Caitlin Clark Angel Reese in the title and not any of the Georgia stuff, because you were never going to get to it.
Well, we do have for tomorrow 4 teams that could challenge UGA. It's gonna be a fun conversation. Yeah, man. Hey, look, we love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're here every day, youtube.com/the volume. If you want to help out the show, you can hit the like button on these streams. You can also go ahead and rate or review it wherever you listen, be that Apple or YouTube. It looks like we got a couple new reviews here. Perfection, I guess, comes from
wrap it up.
Yeah. Oh, we're like a minute away. All right. Here, you say bye. Okay, Aaron, you go bye. You have a good show. I want to read the reviews for the people that put them, since I said I was going to, and I actually want to follow through what we're saying. I love you. You have a great day. We love you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, Aaron. So We have one review, Perfection. I came to Snaps because of Aaron, who's one of my childhood heroes, but I stayed because T-Bob gives the show edge it needs. Yeah. Obviously, the sports coverage is outstanding, but the rabbit holes they get into are blast. Oh, there you go, dude. Very entertaining, most entertaining football podcast by far. T-Bob and Aaron, hilarious, never a dull moment from UJ247. That's my dog. Get it? Literally. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, we love y'all. I'll look at the Spotify reviews next time. Go ahead, review the show if you like it, and we'll see you tomorrow for brand new Snaps. Thank you to Paul Ferry and Pat Gunner, Ryan Brumley, Danny Cardenas, Adam Gracia. Love you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.